Welcome to This Just In, the show bringing you the latest advancements in healthcare, strategy, innovation, and public policy. And now, for the fastest voice in healthcare, here's your host, Justin Barnes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the special edition of This Just In Radio. I'm your host, Justin Barnes. Today, we're broadcasting live from ViVE2026 in sunny LA. Very excited to be here. It's already been an action-packed 36 hours since I landed. The prominence of this specific show grows every year, and I feel very fortunate to be able to broadcast annually from this event. Rich Scarfo and the entire health team are extremely supportive, and I'm tremendously grateful. I also want to make a special note of thanks to Roberta Mullen and Jake Reed for their support in helping me produce these ViVE broadcasts and recordings each year. They are terrific. This is actually my 12th year broadcasting live from a healthcare industry conference, and they helped make it my best year yet. So grateful for them and certainly my amazing guests. For today, though, I have a fantastic lineup of CEOs, CIOs, care providers, innovators, policy leaders, and visionary. If you miss any of this broadcast, all my shows are from This Just In Radio are posted at Amazon Music, YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spreaker, and the TuneIn platforms. As many of you know, my goal for broadcasting live each year from these key conferences is to create an information medium that shares best practices, strategies, and actionable intelligence from the industry's leading sources and experts. My goal, along with all my guests here, will be to offer tactics and strategies not only to survive, but to thrive as you navigate your hospital, your physician practice, your company, or even your family through all of these changes occurring across healthcare. There is more opportunity than ever before for all of us to thrive, but we must understand how healthcare is evolving, how policy and reimbursement is shifting, and where best practices and innovation can support our efforts. I hope you glean all of that over the next few days. That's at least my goal. Welcome back to This Just In Radio Show, broadcasting live from ViVE2026 in sunny LA. Very excited to introduce my next guest and great friend of the show, Chris Paravate, SVP and Chief Information Officer of Northeast Georgia Health System. Welcome back to the show, my good friend.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Great to see you. First of all, when'd you get in town?
Sunday afternoon. So
I
know it's like it's all a blur. It's like I saw somebody. I was like, did I see you 10 minutes ago? Or did I see you 2 days ago? I'm not really sure anymore.
Or last year at Health or HIMSS or when
Yeah, exactly.
I know, we're flying. Taking a step back, what are you most excited about seeing in the industry right now?
I think at a macro level, I think we're seeing a pivot. I think there's a lot of downward pressure economically. And I think at the same time, people are trying to really maximize this AI phenomenon. And I think you're going to see a lot of dynamics over the next 12 months. So for me, we're continuing to focus on our cloud journey, migrating systems, really fully realizing that benefit. And then we're super aggressive on the AI platform, and also AI governance and security and cybersecurity. And then I think that's an inevitability, right? Is now you have this new capability. How do you secure it? And how do you know, right? And I think that's a risk that some organizations are really scared of, and they're doing nothing. I think our competitive advantage at Northeast Georgia is to go really innovative, but to do it in a very pragmatic way. And so those two big strategies are kind of overarching capabilities that are going to build scale for Northeast Georgia. It's going to make it the best place to work, the best place to get care, and probably the best run health system in the Southeast. That's our goal. And so technology is a big part of how we innovate that.
Mm-hmm. So what, I guess, to put you on the spot a little bit, from a clinical side and a clinical perspective, what are you most excited about AI and agentic AI?
I think it's a couple things. I mean, it's the bringing our clinicians back in touch with our patients and being able to connect. That human element is the durable value that healthcare provides. It's the caring, the compassion for the entire person, right? And that's built on a foundation of being able to be financially sustainable. Absolutely. Right? And if the technology that drives the convergence of those two things, where I can provide compassionate care and I can do it in a more cost-effective means, is paramount, right? And that's why IT is such a huge asset to the organization strategically. And that's why I spend a lot of this time connecting with people like you and others, is to take the best ideas from different people and then bring it back to North Georgia, and impact our delivery mechanism. So.
Do you see, I've heard everything and some amazing care strategies and stories this morning from health systems going from, obviously theory into actuality, and what they're actually achieving in ROI, and no-show appointments significantly dropping, stuff like that, just from better outreach, very simple use cases for AI. Are there any use cases that you guys have is, we've seen great tangible difference through compassionate care with some type, what example?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've heard a lot about ambient voice recognition, so I won't even go there. But we're really starting to look at how we really ensure that there is a good continuity of care across delivery platforms, and enabling some of these early adoption things like ambient is freeing up providers' time to do so. So, for example, if I go to my primary care physician and he says, "Gosh, Chris, you're 55. We probably ought to get a calcium score, see how things are going," right? Getting that scheduled, having the patient portal experience to be able to schedule and reschedule. My schedule's a little challenging. To be able to see those results, and then to follow up, right? And sometimes it's just a nice thing of my primary care physician writing a note saying, "Hey, you're looking pretty good," right? It's like, okay, I can take a deep breath a little bit, right? So those types of handoffs, when a primary care physician says, "I need you to see a subspecialist," or you need to see some, we want to make sure that those individuals don't get lost in the mix. And everybody has a different way that they like to communicate. My wife still uses a paper calendar, which is kind of crazy. But so she likes to talk to someone, right? And I don't want to talk to anybody. I talk to enough people, right? So each channel is somewhat different for each patient. And so really navigating an architecture that facilitates access. Because if there is no access, there's no patient experience, right? And so access is always king. And that then creates the opportunity to deliver that consumer. So those are ways that we're really leveraging on AI that makes connections, provides relevant information about what's going on with that patient. Just some things like when I meet my primary care physician, he asks me about, "How's your daughter?" That means something to me. It's a connection. It's a trust. Right. And those are the things that are really important in our care delivery. We're also doing things to help everyone, right? Because we serve everyone in our community, regardless of their insurance or ability to pay. We need to make sure that they are getting care frequently and in the mechanisms that they can access. And so we're looking for ways, virtually, through connected applications, and through outreach automation, to really try to keep those people healthier and ultimately keep them out of the emergency room and keep them out of those higher cost settings. So a lot of different venues. We're partnering deeply with our vendor stack, and really looking for who's really ready to run, right? And some of our vendor partners are ready to run. And I say, great, let's talk about development. Let's talk about how we're going to get there. And I have some that are like, wait. I'm like, okay, well, when when you're ready, let me know. Right. And so it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun, but it's an explosive period of time.
Yeah, and I think you touched on this a little bit. What are you most passionate about that you're personally working on?
So, gosh, I got a lot of passion. I've been doing a lot in the ambulatory strategy, and so we've actually got an ambulatory strategic retreat next week. Some of it's working on the basics, right? So, like many health systems, they're trying to attract providers. We're trying to make sure that we are hiring physicians and clinicians that want to serve the model in the delivery mechanism that we want to be. And so now we're starting to have conversations about, this is what it means to work at Northeast Georgia. This is what our patient experience needs to look like. This is how many patients we expect you to see. These are the tools we're going to give you to be effective in those means. That's a transformation that I think some health systems have made and others have not. We're somewhere in the middle. So we're kind of shoring up some of our foundation so that as we layer on these tools, we're laying on a solid foundation. And I think that's an important aspect. Some of these AI tools are really dependent on having a solid, robust build. And over time, your build degrades and it needs to be refreshed. And that's a big focus for us right now. I know that's not super exciting. We're doing a lot across the gamut in the AI space. One of the things that I'm pretty passionate about is how do we put the governance and again the foundation to be able to scale AI adoption. We've got a robust portfolio. We've got over 120 AI solutions in place. Knowing what data it's using, how that data is being managed, helping users grow into that decision role as an AI consumer. That's a big focus for me right now because I think it's a brand new frontier, and I think it's the organizations are just starting to realize, oh wow, how do I manage this new portfolio capability?
Well, yeah, just when you talk about going into the inventory setting and also scaling, I get really, really excited personally because my heart is there too. So that's where I'm sure the care is provided.
That's right.
Inventory settings.
That's right.
Or whatever.
Yeah. The hospital visit, is the smallest component. It's the most expensive component, right? But for us to win in our market and be successful, we have to be the best place to get care, right? And that is a target for the health system, is to really be laser focused. And what does it mean? It means that I get an appointment when I need it, I get the care I need, I get the follow-up, I get treated exceptionally well, right? And that there's continuity. Whether I need it or not, whether I know I need it or not, we're going to reach out to you. We are going to help you navigate that care path.
Chris Paravate, truly appreciate you for joining me today, my friend.
Thanks, my friend. Awesome. Great to see you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.